A little bit about who we are in case you haven't heard of Murata before. Murata Manufacturing was established in 1944 with annual revenues in excess of $6 billion. We're a global company with facilities all over the world to support our customers. We're a worldwide leader in the design, the manufacture, and the sales of ceramic-based passive electronic components and power supply modules. And by the way, we're number one in market share when it comes to ceramic capacitors. Now, it's hard for you to find a smartphone, a TV, tablet computer, Blu-ray player, digital camera, or a video game console that doesn't use our advanced electronic materials, our leading-edge passive components, and our multifunctional, high-density module solutions. So, you might be wondering why a component maker is here exhibiting at CES. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because you're going to find our components in so many of the different consumer products that are shown here at CES. We're on the inside, not outwardly visible, but we're essential for the design and the operation of leading-edge gear. Now, this is going to be things like a new mobile or computing device, networking appliances, smart energy management systems, digital home electronics, our energy-saving lighting and illumination, or a lifestyle healthcare device. Now, we intend to be at the forefront of the smart home and the smart life. And as new and exciting products are developed for the consumers out there. Now, we thought that it was important to give the consumer visibility to our technologies so that they can understand what's inside their new electronic products. But since our products aren't used directly by the consumer, well, it's always been hard for us to demonstrate our technologies. And this is something that we wanted to give you like this hands-on experience. Well, we created a unique way to overcome this obstacle and to demonstrate the functionality of Murata products. So, before I introduce the stars of our show, I do have a couple of housekeeping notes. First, I'm sorry, but the stars are not for sale. They're for demonstrating our excellent technologies and our products. And second, we'd like you to turn off your cell phones and mobile air cards. And this is to ensure that they don't interfere with the communication links to our stars. So, now I'd like to introduce you all to the co-star of today's show. He rides a bicycle. He can do it super slow or on a narrow balance beam without falling off, and can even balance his bike while at complete standstill, and he does all of it without needing training wheels. So without further ado, please welcome Murata Boy. Give him a round of applause. Come on out, there he is. Come on out, Murata Boy. Now we're going to balance him up here. Let me explain how he maintains his balance. The secret lies in the Murata gyro sensor, which is underneath his seat. So you can see here he's balancing. Now, the Murata gyro sensor detects minute movements that will calculate the slanting angle of his body. Then once that slanting angle has been calculated, Murata Boy will then rotate a large disc in his chest. This generates reaction force. This will correct that slant. Now, Murata Boy is going to perform this process over and over again so that he can maintain his balance and his riding position. And by the way, did you know that Murata gyros are used in things like digital cameras to stabilize them? It's true. That's what gives you those great looking shots. Now this here is a remote control. We call it a magic stick. And this is equipped with advanced motion sensing technology. The magic stick is equipped with a Murata gyro and a 3-axis acceleration sensor. Now the gyro senses angular velocity, while the 3-axis acceleration sensor senses things like the direction of slant, the velocity, and acceleration. Now by waving the stick, we can communicate with Murata Boy via the Murata Bluetooth module. Alright, so Murata Boy, are you ready to go for a ride? It looks like he is, so let's go ahead and give this a try here. Now, by tilting the magic stick forward, it'll make Murata Boy go forward. And, of course, if I tilt the stick back, it'll make him do what? You're right, go backward. Now, this works similar to the way that a gyro and an accelerometer will cause the display of, say, a smartphone or a tablet computer to change the display from portrait to landscape when you rotate it. So you kind of get an idea. I'll give that back to you. Thank you. Now, you might be wondering how Murata Boy has the power to move around the way that he does. Well, he uses Murata capacitors to store energy, Murata DC and DC converters to convert the energy, and Murata thermistors to limit that abnormal current. Now, playing here with the this magic stick, he's going to turn his face in the direction that we point this magic stick. Now, the thing is, Murata Boy is not actually looking at the magic stick. Instead, the magic stick is going to sense the motion and then send the command to Murata Boy. And this is using that Murata Bluetooth nodule that we talked about earlier. So this is going to enable him to turn his face in the direction that the magic stick points in. So isn't that right, Murata Boy? He's so smart, I'm telling you. Well, thank you so much, Murata Boy. We're going to have you come back in a little bit, okay? So we'll let him go. Give him a round of applause. So did you notice the HD streaming up here above the stage? Well, we've got a little device down here, and this is all courtesy of the Murata wireless module that's operating at 60 gigahertz. So that means that, well, you're all part of a live demonstration of Murata's products for wireless HD. That's pretty cool. Now, just so you know, Murata Boy is not the only robot in the family. No, no. He's got a cousin, and her name is Murata Girl. So we're going to bring her out here. Now, she was developed to recognize and to celebrate the contributions of women to science and engineering, as well, of course, to consumer electronics. We'll get her all set up here now. She was officially introduced here to the world on September 23rd, 2008. So she's still a baby. And now we'd like to introduce her to all of you. So we'll give her a round of applause. Hello, Murata Girl. You can see her balancing over there. She gets bashful sometimes. Well, so let me tell you a little bit about Murata Girl here. She's a unicycle riding robot with an excellent sense of balance. Now, see, she'll be equipped with 3 built-in gyro sensors. Now, these sensors detect things like sideways and lengthways movements, and they're going to calculate the slanted angle of her body. Now, Murata Girl will rotate the flywheel that's in her chest. This is going to correct that left to right slant, and then rotate that unicycle wheel underneath there backwards or forwards in small increments, and that's to maintain her front to back balance. Now, we're going to let her kind of motor around down here so you can check her out. Of course, she's up on the monitor here. You see, Murata Girl reacts to people and objects. She can follow them. She can actually measure the distances and move forward without lagging behind. And this is all because of the Murata ultrasonic sensor that she's wearing. So you're looking pretty good there, Murata Girl. All right, you can back up if you want to. Go back where you started. See if she backs up there. Of course, and she doesn't even look behind her. And tell people she drives like my mother. Excellent. Well, let's see if we can get her to do the next trick. How about that? We'll put her up on the balance beam here. Would you like to see that one? Of course. Bring her up here. Now, you see, she can travel on a 2-centimeter wide balance beam, and she'll do this without falling off. Now, keep in mind that's less than 8/10 of an inch. Narrow balance beam. Now, Murata Girl has a CCD camera underneath her skirt, so she can see the image of the balance beam and then send the image back to the controller PC by using Murata's Wi-Fi module, its ceramic antenna, inductors, and EMI filters. Look at her go there. Well, then she's going to receive the command from the laptop that's going to tell her to follow the line of that straight balance beam. She's doing great. That's what's making it possible for her to travel, and that's what keeps her on that 2-centimeter wide balance beam. We'll give her a round of applause. She's doing a great job. Beautiful, Murata Girl. She's doing better than me. So how about this? How about we have your cousin come back out on stage? We'll bring him back out. She did a great job. I was going to try to do the balance beam, but I got high heels on. I was like, nah, that's not going to be good. All kind of a mess. We'll bring out Murata Boy and show you how he does on the balance beam here. Now, of course, Murata Boy can also travel on that 2-centimeter wide balance beam. And we're going to set him up here. He also has that CCD camera, and his is actually between his eyes. And this is going to enable him to see the image of that balance beam. Now, we could also stream some audio to him, and we could do this when you hear with the Murata's ultra-thin piezo speaker, which is mounted just under the neck there of that bike. However, with all the noise that we've got in this hall, you're not going to be able to hear it. I mean, after all, look at the kind of speakers I'm working on here. So, he didn't have a chance. He's doing great here. But if you'd like to see things like the piezo speaker and other things like climbing a steep 25-degree angle slope, negotiating an S-curve balance beam, not just this straight one, which obviously was a piece of cake, and stopping when obstacles are placed in his path, go ahead and go to our website. That's www.murata.com. Go ahead and check that out. And also on YouTube, you get to see all kinds of great things that Murata Boy can do. We did great progress here. Obviously, that was nothing for him. So excellent job, Murata Boy. We'll give him a round of applause. Well, what we have witnessed here today, folks, is Murata Boy and Murata Girl performing a number of riding techniques that are all made possible by Murata's advanced technologies. Now, of course, we do invite you to come on into the booth here and see how we're applying